What a guan, what a guan, what a guan. Happy Friday, happy Friday. For a second there, I was like, the promo is off. I don't see myself. Struggle streaming already. But thankfully, I realized I just hadn't added myself to the stream. Go ahead, go ahead. So, hope you guys are having a fantastic Friday. Another week in the books. The weekend has arrived. We're ready. Okay, the positive therapist is ready. Let's get it. I agree. Hey, C. Comethus, peace. I agree. Hello, Igwe's daughter. How's it going? Hello, Needs Watches, the man who always tells time. Salute to the chat. Salute, Needs Watches. See, I'm not wrist naked. I love that phrase. So my guy has a great watches YouTube channel. And there's many pretty good YouTube channels. It doesn't matter even if you're not into the topic. It's very entertaining, so check him out. He's a nice, pretty cool set. So feel free to check him out. Let's see, who else we got in the chat? Skincare's do's and don'ts. Hello. How goes it? So big up to everybody in the chat. Hello, Devon800. Hey, you're new to the chat. Salute to Devon800. Big up to her. All right. So, as you guys know, the human body, especially if you're a regular viewer, is very complicated. If you're trying to build muscle or lose weight, although on this channel we usually focus on the weight loss, right? You need to get everything just right. Because if something's slightly off, you know, those inches won't be shrinking, scale won't be moving, you won't be getting that new wardrobe, right? You won't be seeing the changes, which will lead to frustration and anger, and then you'll fall off the wagon all over again, right? So, you know, you got to get your diet right, strength training right, your cardio right. Today's show going to help make your cardio right. Can't cover everything in one show, right? So it's a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there. But today we're going to focus on cardio. I know you guys love cardio. Right? So you guys love your cardio, man. I know most people love their cardio when they're trying to transform. They think cardio is the most magical thing ever, right? It is very effective. I do my cardio. I got a bike in the garage. I do my cardio there, or the Stairmaster at the gym, or the treadmill at the gym. So I do my cardio too, right? The thing is, you got to make sure you're doing the right cardio the right way, at the right time, the right intensity, and the list goes on and on and on. That's the purpose of our show today. So, you know, because it's all about the laws of thermodynamics, right? You gotta burn more than you take in, right? There's my guy Homer Simpson likes to say.
We obey the laws of thermodynamics.
Exactly. Now let's get into it.
Video, I'm going to lay out the 5 most common cardio mistakes that people make when trying to lose fat. Now, let me start by saying that while this video will focus on the biggest pitfalls of cardio, I am still a big fan of cardio in the right context and when done the right way. So contrary to what some gym bros might tell you, cardio does have some serious benefits. Cardiorespiratory fitness, which is basically your body's ability to give your muscles oxygen when they need it, is a major predictor of all-cause mortality, so basically just death from all causes, and cardiovascular disease. Just look at the results of this 2009 meta-analysis. Just about every study favored high cardio fitness over low cardio fitness when it came to both all-cause mortality and coronary heart disease and cardiovascular.
This is pretty important, right? You don't want to keel over dead. I mean, it doesn't matter if you look fantastic and you're huffing and puffing going up the stairs. I mean, I saw a video with a dude, fantastic body. Literally, he says, getting out of the chair, putting on his clothes can get him out of breath. That is ridiculous. You obviously don't want to be that guy, right? So in addition to it helping you look better, will help you live longer, live a quality life. Imagine if you're huffing and puffing at the gym doing your curls, right? You don't want to, you need some kind of aerobic fitness. It's just good. I mean, suppose some wild animal was chasing after you, or somebody with a knife. Got to be able to run, man.
Disease. But it isn't just about health. Having better cardio can also help with your training goals by improving overall work capacity and recovery in between sets. Just think about.
So let's say that again. Overall work capacity, meaning how much sets, how many reps you can get in, let's say a 1 hour, 1 hour and a half workout, and how quickly you can recover between sets. That's important because, like I said, I see some guys doing, I know it's light for them, and they're like breaking out in sweat. You think they're doing cardio, and they're just lifting weights. They're not going heavy as in low reps. They're doing 8 to 10 reps, and they are drenched. Their cardio sucks. It sucks.
About how much harder 3 sets of 8 on the squat feels when your cardio is lacking. You might need to rest all day long between those sets if you've been skipping cardio, and you might even struggle to get all the volume in. But when your cardio is on point, you can get all that work done much more efficiently. It's also worth mentioning that physical activity is an important factor for long-term weight maintenance. Research shows that individuals who are more active tend to be more successful in keeping the weight off after a period of dieting. However, there is still a lot of misinformation around cardio and fat loss, so with these upsides in mind, let's dig into some of the biggest mistakes that I see people make, and then lay out some practical recommendations at the end. Okay, so the first mistake is simply thinking that cardio is as effective for fat loss as diet is.
Now, this is very common. Now, be honest with yourself. When you want to lose weight, what do? You typically jump on the cardio, right? It's not as effective as a diet. Remember, you cannot, I can't emphasize this enough, you cannot, not impossible, outwork at a bad diet. It's impossible. It's impossible. Like, scientifically speaking, it's impossible. As you'll see later, it is impossible. You know, I've said this before, but it really is impossible, mathematically speaking. You'd be some kind of mutant, or maybe have superhuman powers or something, if you could do that.
Which definitely isn't true. Even though being physically active is uncontroversially important for health, cardio isn't required for fat loss. This is because at the most fundamental level, fat loss ultimately comes down to the difference between the number of calories you consume and the number of calories you expend.
It always comes back to down, right? It always does, as Homer says.
We obey the laws of thermodynamics.
Of calories you expend in a typical cardio session is pretty depressing. For example, if you weigh 170 pounds or 77 kilos, it would take you roughly 3 hours of brisk walking to burn 1,000 calories.
That sounds like a lot, right? 1,000 calories. That is a lot. You only need to burn 500 a day to lose a pound of fat at the end of the week. So 1,000 is a lot, right?
But you could eat 1,000 calories in less than a minute if you really tried. Actually, fitness model Steve Cook showed this disparity well when, as a response to the 10,000 calorie food challenge, he tried to burn 10,000 calories the next day. And despite being one of the most physically fit guys in our industry, and despite his greatest effort, he still couldn't do it.
So freaking frustrating. I'm exhausted. My body's aching. I'm like over a third of the way there. I feel like all I've done all day today is work out. It's not smart to try to out train a bad diet. See if we can get, Louis gonna try to hit like 8,000.
And in the end, he ended up getting to just over 7,000 calories burned. So it definitely is much easier.
This guy literally worked out all day, as in all day. Morning, you saw him in the morning and you see him late at night. Crazy, right? And he obviously, this dude is in ridiculous shape. Ridiculous shape, as in way better shape than you.
To eat calories than it is to burn calories, but it's actually worse than that because new research shows that.
What? It's even worse than that? Oh my goodness. So you're gonna add insult to injury now, right? Yes, unfortunately we are.
When you do the math, weight loss from cardio still only amounts to 20 to 50% of the weight loss you'd expect to see from the number of calories burned alone.
Wait a second. So of the 1,000 calories that dude just burned, or in his case 7,000, but the walking for 3 hours, you mean you don't really burn the 1,000 calories? Say what? What? You mean it doesn't all count? You mean all this cardio doesn't automatically make me look slim and trim? What?
In other words, if you burn 2,500 calories over the course of a week through cardio, so something like 5-hour-long walks on the treadmill, and did nothing with your diet, you'd expect to lose about 0.7 pounds based on the math, but would only actually lose 0.14 to 0.36 pounds, so about a quarter to a half of what you'd expect. Now, there are two possible reasons for this. The most likely is compensatory overeating. Basically, when people are told to just do cardio but don't do anything with their diet, they'll often subconsciously start eating more. The second
I saw this a lot when I was doing triathlons, you know, because you think you're going to bike for a couple hours on your long bike ride on Sundays, or you had your long run on Saturdays, you're doing like 6-10 miles or what have you. I could really run crazy back then. My long runs got up to like 12-13 miles. So it's literally half a marathon, right? And you just start consuming carbs like crazy. The drinks, the shakes, you go crazy on the carbs. It's a common thing. And part of it is your body making you hungry as well. So the
reason is that your body is smart, and when it notices that you're burning more calories through cardio, it tries to preserve more energy by burning less calories through the other metabolic components. Now, it isn't perfectly clear exactly which component of metabolism is most responsible for this, but some evidence points toward it being.
So your body's betraying you, basically. Your body's unfaithful, man. Your body's unfaithful. Your body says, you know what? This food is burning extra calories. So when they sit on the couch or they watch sitting down eating food, we're going to slow stuff down even more. Maybe. Either way, you're not getting the full benefits of all those calories you're burning, right? This is why you always have to factor in a dietary component. Always. Not some of the time. Always. Gonna beat that into your head repeatedly. Pretty much every show.
Due to reductions in NEAT, or Non-Exercise Activity Thermogenesis. Basically, your regular daily activities that aren't formal cardio. Stuff like fidgeting, moving around at your desk, bringing in the groceries, and so on. And so it could be that as you increase the number of calories that you burn through exercise, your body subconsciously starts moving around less, resulting in fewer calories burned through NEAT and less weight loss than you'd expect. Now, to be clear, even though you could theoretically completely offset your cardio through compensatory overeating, that's not very likely to happen if you're actually making an honest effort to regulate your diet as well. And you'll certainly never see so much compensatory NEAT reduction that you start gaining weight as a result of cardio. But my simple point is that the more and more you rely on cardio for fat loss, the more and more diminishing its returns become as your body compensates and adapts. And I'm putting this.
I mean, if you think about it, right, it's going to adapt. It's one of the reasons runners are slim, right? Or I told you the story with a Navy SEAL. Every time he would be deployed, he goes out into the jungle or whatever, he would just lose a lot of muscle because the body's like, we don't need all this muscle. You get rid of this stuff, right? Your body adapts. It actually is changing on the inside. When you run a lot, blood vessels, etc., it is becoming more efficient at doing whatever the cardio is, right? That's basically what he's saying.
This mistake at the #1 spot, not because I think cardio isn't any good, but rather so I can help prevent people from setting unrealistic expectations about what cardio can do on its own. And from a fat loss standpoint, I think cardio should be used like a supplemental tool that assists your diet rather than the engine of fat loss itself. Okay, so the second mistake is poorly timing cardio around weight training. One of the most important things to consider with cardio is whether or not it's likely to impair your weight training performance, something referred to as the dreaded interference effect.
Shout out to Sika Methis and Uwizimana Angelique for this. This one is just for you ladies.
In the literature. This interference effect is the reason why there are so many memes that cardio is killing your gains. And while I do think the idea has been overblown by bodybuilders who just don't like doing cardio, there still is some truth to it. There is a well-established conflict between the aerobic endurance pathway and the muscle building pathway, and there clearly are smart things you can do to help squash that interference. Perhaps the simplest way is just by doing your weight training first. Now, I will do a 5 to 10 minute warm-up on the Stairmaster or whatever machine you like, as this has been shown to improve subsequent weight training performance. But doing a formal cardio session that takes longer than 10 minutes or so should be done either after weights or at a separate time altogether. This 2017 systematic review and meta-analysis on concurrent training, which pooled the results of 13 studies, found.
So remember, meta-analysis, they look at a bunch of studies together. This way you can, there'll always be outliers. One study say, yeah, do this is great. The other one said, no, do that is great. So you get an average, essentially.
And that placing cardio immediately before weights resulted in significantly worse improvements in 1-rep max strength, and that strength training is compromised for at least 6 to 8 hours following endurance training. Now, obviously, the extent of that compromise depends on how long and how intense the endurance training is, but still, these authors suggest that separating endurance and resistance exercise by 24 hours when realistic could be a useful strategy to optimize concurrent training adaptations and avoid acute interference. I should also say that the interference effect is more of a concern for advanced trainees than it is for beginners. This brand new 2021 meta-analysis found that concurrent cardio and weight training had no impact on strength for untrained and moderately trained individuals, but did significantly impair strength in more well-trained individuals. So the bottom line is that if you really want to knock out your cardio and weights in the same session for convenience, you should do your cardio last. And the more advanced you get, it wouldn't be a bad idea to create more separation between your cardio and weight training, whether that means by doing them on separate days or by doing one in the morning and the other in the evening.
I mean, personally, I try to get my cardio in the morning, right? It's just way more effective from a timing point of view. I don't want to be in the gym for like 2 or 3 hours, right? Because, I mean, I lift weights minimum 1 hour, 1 hour to hour and a half, hell, sometimes 2 hours. I don't want to be in there all night. So, and the science supports this. Basically, you want to optimally do your cardio separately, get a couple meals in to replenish everything, to get ready to prime yourself to go lift those weights later on. That's essentially it. It is what it is. But if you can't do that or you don't want to do that, do your cardio afterwards. But for sure as hell, do not do it before weightlifting. That is a waste of your time.
All right, mistake number 3 is falling into what I'm going to call the high intensity trap. Now, just so we're all on the same page, coaches tend to break up cardio into one of 2 categories. There's low intensity steady state cardio, often abbreviated as LISS or MISS if it's moderate intensity. And that's when you do cardio at a steady pace, like walking on an inclined treadmill or Stairmaster. High intensity interval training, or HIIT, is when you go all out at a high exertion for 20 to 30 seconds or so, then go at a light pace for 2 to 3 minutes, and then repeat that for usually 5 or
Now, HIIT is the sexy form of cardio, LISS, or it's the exotic kind. And that's what people love to talk about. The LISS stuff seems so boring. Oh, I'm just walking the treadmill. I'm just riding the bicycle. I'm going for a slow jog, just walking around, right? But slow and steady wins the race. And which one do you think you're more likely to not quit doing? The LISS. It's a lot harder to go week after week, month after month doing HIIT, right? You're going to get tired of that. There's a good chance. Now, good to mix it up. Or maybe you're one of those kind of people who love doing it, right? But it's not that, it is not superior to LISS. I've said on other shows, we've seen the science, it's not superior to it, right? And you can definitely go wrong with it. You can do too much, you could hurt yourself, or what have you. So
6 intervals. Now, a lot of people seem to think that HIIT is more effective at burning fat because of the so-called caloric afterburn effect. And while the afterburn effect certainly is real, you will burn more calories after high-intensity exercise than after low-intensity exercise, I still think its practical relevance for fat loss has been overblown. One study showed that even after 80 minutes of high-intensity cardio at 80% max heart rate, only an additional 80 calories were burned from that.
Say what? So your workout fee, how much hour your workout fee? 80 minutes at 80%, as hard as your ass can go. And all you get is 80 calories. What is 80 calories? A couple sips of something, a nibble of something else? You're really going to bust your ass in the gym for 80 calories extra? You must be crazy. You must be crazy. Hell no.
Afterburn effect, and a more recent systematic review stated that the afterburn effect is unlikely to account for any apparent greater fat loss potential. But even if we put the afterburn idea aside, HIIT still has the appeal of being more time efficient, since you can burn the same number of calories in as much as 40% of the time commitment. Another upside of HIIT is that some people do find it to be less boring, and I do think that's a perfectly sensible reason to use it. However, while the time efficiency and enjoyability of HIIT can count as upsides, the biggest downside is that it does tend to interfere with weight training more and takes longer to recover from. You could also argue that HIIT is more redundant since
that's another key point, right? If you go for an easy jog, ride a bicycle, walk, whatever, you wake up the next morning, you can do that again. You go hard on the HIIT, you'll feel it. You'll feel it. You walk on the Stairmaster at an easy pace, whatever is easy for you, you can do that again next day. You crush it on the Stairmaster, you'll feel it. Just walking up your stairs, getting out of the bed, getting out of a chair, you'll be like, ow, 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 ooh, ah, ah, ah. Yeah, exactly. Killing your gains, man. So, I mean, if you're a dude and you want muscles, that's just killing your gains. If you're a lady, you want to tighten up that booty, tone up those legs, you need to lift weights to do that. I don't know what to tell you. You know, it's the easiest way to get that.
Weight training and HIIT are actually quite similar physiologically. With typical moderate to high rep weight training, you go at a high exertion for 20 to 30 seconds, rest for 2 or 3 minutes, go at a high exertion again for another 20 to 30 seconds, and repeat. So some experts have said that you already get most of the benefits of HIIT.
That insult to injury. And this is really true for legs, right? You feel like crazy ass burn when you're doing leg extensions, right? Doesn't matter how light you want to go, you can still get a burn from leg extension. So certain exercises, time on the tension, that's how long it takes you to do the set, 20 to 30 minutes. That is actually similar to HIIT, and that's what they're pointing out here.
Through weight training. I'm not sure I completely agree with that. In my experience, HIIT does increase heart rate more and present a greater cardiovascular challenge than typical weight training, but it does still knock the unique value of HIIT down a few notches. So if you are going to use HIIT, you should use it more sparingly. And in my decade of coaching experience, because of its higher recovery demand, I rarely prescribe HIIT sessions more than once or twice a week, and often only if the client prefers it. Okay, so mistake number 4 is doing too much cardio overall. Even if we do everything else right in terms of timing and intensity, it is still possible to do too much cardio. Now, to give us some idea on this, let's take a look at the results of this NSCA meta-analysis on the interference effect. When it came to cardio frequency, they noticed a drop-off in hypertrophy around the 3 to 4 day per week zone. Although, to be clear, the correlation wasn't that strong, so while this is a trend to be aware of, it isn't like your muscle is gonna melt away if you do cardio more than 3 or 4 times a week. They also showed negative correlations between hypertrophy, strength, and power, and the length of endurance exercise per day, with more interference seen the higher you get above 30 minutes per day. Still, we shouldn't look at this frequency and volume data in a vacuum.
So, basically there's diminishing returns. You don't want to go crazy on the cardio. That's the other thing. Just 20 to 30 minutes, or even just 20 minutes a day can make a difference, especially if you're consistent with it, right? It's all about consistency. If you do 60 minutes a day, 3 times a week for a month, and then you stop, that other person who's doing 20 minutes a day, a couple times a week for 6 months, they're going to look better. They're going to have a more dramatic change, most likely. All things being equal, if it's the same physique, etc.
Because taking your dog for a walk isn't comparable to running suicide sprints. And so what I recommend for cardio will be highly individual and depend on the type of cardio you're doing. And I'll break all that down here in a minute. First, let's quickly cover mistake number 5, which is banking on fasted cardio for extra fat loss. Now, the bottom line with fasted cardio is that just because you will burn more fat during the session itself doesn't mean that you'll lose more fat overall.
That's a key thing. Just because you burn more fat during the session doesn't mean you burn more fat overall. It's a very common misconception. People just think fasted cardio is superior. What it comes down to is which one is more convenient for you. If you can wake up in the morning and just go do your cardio, get it out of the way before you have breakfast, go for it. If you wake up and eat breakfast and then do cardio, or eat several meals and do cardio at lunch or after work, after school, whatever, it's no difference. And this is the science, not my opinion, because everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but you're not entitled to your own facts. So while you might feel that fasted cardio works better, the science doesn't agree with you. Sorry to burst your bubble.
In fact, this 2011 study found that when you burn more fat during a cardio session, you burn less fat over the next 24 hours.
Ouch. Human body, man. Your body keeps betraying you, man. It's like, what? We burn more fat during that workout? We're going to burn less fat later on. We're not sure what this guy or this lady's up to, so we're going to keep things under control. We're just going to slow down that fat loss.
And this systematic review found that performing exercise in a fasted state did not influence weight loss or changes in lean and fat mass, and that a meaningful caloric deficit is more important than exercising in fasted or fed states. However, recently a review paper from Escalante and Barakat looked at the research on fasted cardio in the context of competitive physique athletes, so people trying to get to very low levels of body fat. And while they once again acknowledge that there is no conclusive evidence on the superiority of fasted cardio, they do point out that research on physique competitors hasn't been performed, and leave the question of whether or not it might be beneficial in the final stages of fat loss open. They also suggest that protein-enhanced cardio, where you consume about 25 grams of protein beforehand, might have a slight edge in some advanced cases. Still, I think that for the most part, you should simply do your cardio at a time when you can stick to it the best, whether that means you're doing it fasted or fed. Okay.
That's the key thing. Whatever time works for you, convenience-wise, right? Picking up the kids, or before to pick up the kids, whatever works best that you can consistently do it. Again, it's that word. Consistently. That's the word.
So what are my practical recommendations? Well, when it comes to volume, I suggest including cardio as needed to keep up with your desired pace of fat loss. Generally, losing about 0.5 to 1% of your body weight per week is a good range. If you're able to do this with weight training and diet alone, then you don't need to do any cardio. Still, I almost always include at least some.
You heard what he said, right? If you're lifting weights and dietaries and you're losing weight, you don't need cardio. You might want to save the cardio for later, unless you're talking like health reasons, right? You don't need to overdo it. Don't overdo it.
Because it will allow you to keep calories slightly higher, improve weight training work capacity, as long as it's not excessive, and set up good activity habits for weight maintenance after the diet is over. I suggest keeping HIIT between 1 to 2 sessions per week, lasting about 15 to 30 minutes per session, and then simply add in low-intensity cardio as needed. This will depend largely on your occupation and lifestyle outside the gym. Folks who work a chair-bound desk job might only burn 300 calories per day, while those working a more strenuous job in agriculture could burn up to 2,300 calories per day through NEAT alone. So depending on the client, I might prescribe anything from 0 to 5 low-intensity steady-state sessions per week, lasting 20 to 40 minutes per session, while monitoring their strength and recovery in the gym. Now for mode, I generally favor lower impact cardio like walking, cycling, swimming, and the elliptical over higher impact cardio like running on pavement because of lower interference. But if the client simply prefers the higher impact options, for example, I just enjoy playing basketball more, that certainly can be balanced by considering the other interference variables that we talked about. And before we wrap it up, I want to give you guys a quick sneak peek.
So there we have it regarding mistakes people do in cardio, things you should be doing. So what do you guys think in the chat? And let me drop the link again in case anybody wants to call into the show. Feel free to call in. And remember, you don't have to cam up. That would be optimal, but feel free to call in. So let's see. What do we got going on in the chat? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. It's an interesting thing. Interesting discussion. Yeah. Yep, this is true. It's a good representation, says the positive therapist, of how you cannot outwork a bad dad. That was a guy who was trying to burn 10,000 calories in a day. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is so true. His Fitbit would say differently. Oh yeah. All these devices, they tend to overrate how much calories you burn. I mean, my Apple Watch, the Fitbit, you know. My Oura Ring, though, it's pretty accurate. I trust it more than I do all these other devices, I would say. Yes, you do remember correctly, positive therapy. If I remember correctly, cardio should not last longer than 30 minutes. Well, it can last longer than 30 minutes, but it should be done after weights. That part is 100% correct. 100% correct. A friend of mine told me they did 100 floors in Stairmaster yesterday. That's quite a lot. Hopefully they didn't overdo it. Here's a good question by Seekamethis. I'm still confused on these calories and how it is calculated. On my watch, it says kcal, and on the labels, it says calories. It's the same thing. Seek. The kilocalories is what they're talking about, but it's the same thing. So what watch do you have? I assume you have the Apple Watch, right? It's going to be mostly accurate. So use that. You know, try to close those rings. I assume you're talking the Apple Watch, but who knows? Maybe you got another watch. But it's all about calories in and calories out, which is why you got to track your food. If you're not tracking your food, you're flying blind. You're just guessing. And it's unlikely you're going to get what you want. Some days the scale will go down. Other weeks it goes up, but you have no clue what you did or did not do to make it happen, right? So if you're not tracking your food, you don't know how long you exercise. You should also keep a training log. That would be the optimal situation. You know, you put the effort into what you want, right? You put effort in study when you're in school, you plan your vacation, you plan things that you care about. You got to plan your meals, track your meals, plan your workouts. If you just show up to the gym and are just going to do something, what did you have being successful? It's not terribly great. Not terribly great. You say you have a cheaper off-brand watch. All right. Well, the key thing is tracking calories. So you're doing the right thing, right? You need some metric to track. So if you're burning, I'm just making up a number, 500 calories a day, and 6 months later you're burning 600, you're making progress. You want to see progress, right? Progressive increasing. Okay, so we got a caller into the show. Hey, Seek, first time caller in, I believe.
Hey, Coach.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm doing well.
Okay, so what do you think so far? I know you got, I'm guessing you got lots of questions.
So, yes. Okay, here's the thing. Like,
okay,
I'm having a hard time calculating the calories.
Okay.
But also,
Mm-hmm.
y'all are saying that you don't want to work out too much, do too much cardio.
This is true. This is true. You heard
But
it.
I need a calorie deficit.
But you remember what we just saw in the video, right? You need to make it be both diet and exercise. That's the optimal situation, right?
Yeah.
If you just do exercise only, I mean, you saw the science, right? If you bust your ass on whatever you're going to bust your ass on, the elliptical, the treadmill, whatever, and your watch says you burn 500 calories, right? Because, I mean, to burn, like, say, 300, you're going to put in some work. You're going to be sweating, right? Much as 500, which is what you need per day, a deficit to lose a pound of fat, just about. For you to do all of that, you're not even getting all that 500 calories, right? You saw the math. You're getting a fraction of the 500 calories, which is why a lot of people, one of the reasons a lot of people bust their ass in the gym or running around the neighborhood or whatever they're doing, and the scale won't move. The pants, they still can't get into those pants they want to get into, right? That they used to get into, or that dress, they still can't fit right. That's one of the reasons. You can't outwork out a bad diet. You saw that guy. You saw how jacked and fit he is. He couldn't do it. Nobody can do it. This is why I was saying, unless you're a mutant or you have superpowers, you can't do it. You got a full-time job. You got things going on. What? That guy is a professional. He doesn't have a 9 to 5. His job is to look good and work out, right? And he couldn't do it. What are the odds of you doing it? 0. Let me say it again. 0 chance of doing it, right? So which comes back to tracking your meals, right? MyFitnessPal, it's free. Download it. You're kind of trying to build up a habit. It's like brushing your teeth. You're trying to build up this habit. It's difficult at first. I resisted it for many a months. But when I finally started tracking, it was liberating. I thought it would be restrictive, but it was liberating. And one of the ways when it hit me was I wanted to go to the comedy club one night. And they had this 2-drink minimum at the time. And I didn't know I could just order water. So I was getting like 2 glasses of wine or something. And I thought to myself, if I just lower my rice at dinner and this thing, if I have those drinks, I'll be about the same. Granted, alcohol has another effect on your body. But that's when it dawned on me. It's like, man, if I plan things out, I can really do whatever the hell I want. So if you're going to go with your girls for a fun night or whatever, you go on a date, you can just adjust during the day to eat less or drink less so you can have fun later. But if you're not tracking, you can't adjust, right? So it's the same thing. If right now you don't know what you ate last week, you don't know how many calories you burned working out, you don't know how many calories you consumed, you're just guessing, right? When you set up your equipment, would you just guess on the settings? Would you just turn it on and just like push some buttons and say, let's see what happens? You wouldn't do that. You're going to spend the effort and time to try things, check, plan, make measurements, whatever. You got to do the same thing with your body. The body is ridiculously complicated, right? Long-winded answer to your question, I know.
Yeah, it's a little frustrating because it's like I didn't know we have to consider all these factors with not working out too much, but you need a calorie deficit. You be realistic, and I am not being realistic still.
Well, you're getting there, right? Because this is why I would quit in the past, why most people quit, probably why you've quit before, because you're trying to use a sledgehammer to cut down a tree, and you're whacking it, and you'll see some progress, but eventually you get frustrated, right? What you got to use is an axe or a chainsaw, which is knowledge. That's what it comes down to, knowledge. Knowledge is power. So now you have more knowledge, and it will take a while for you to fully apply said knowledge. So now you have an axe, but of course you could hurt yourself. So you got to be careful, right? Don't do too much with the knowledge and trip yourself up, because you could do that too. So you already know no cardio before strength training, right? So you've already made that adjustment.
Yes, I did.
Now you need to start tracking the calories, and some of these things only you can do. It does, even if you have unlimited funds and you hire the best trainer in the world, there's some things there's no getting around. You have to do. You know your body better than anybody else. So you need to know, okay, last week I was doing 10 pounds and now it's lighter. I need to go up. People can tell you, but you have to be honest with yourself, and you got to pay attention to yourself. Right? So I know it can be overwhelming in a sense. So hopefully some of these videos can make it less overwhelming, or you can just ask questions, right? Because your questions are pretty good, because I'm sure a lot of people are thinking the same thing, but either they're afraid to ask or what. So let me ask you this. Do you have MyFitnessPal or some of the means of tracking what you eat?
Yes, I downloaded it.
Okay. So roughly how many calories per day are you consuming, would you say?
They said I'm supposed to be consuming 1,900 calories.
No, not how much you should be, how much you actually are consuming.
Probably like less than 1,000.
Yeah, so that's a humongous problem right there. So a couple things going on. First thing is what you said. They said you should eat 1,900 calories. Yeah, you can, I would say, ignore what MyFitnessPal recommends.
Okay.
It tends to be not fully accurate. But you also don't want to be eating 800 calories. The good news is you know what you're doing. So I know some people think it must be crazy when I make these bold statements like, oh, only one client I've met that I didn't had to increase their calories. This is true. Your situation is very typical in that you're not eating much food. You're eating 800 calories. You've been on the shows before where I bring up the FDA food chart showing the amount of calories you should be eating in a day, right?
I have not seen those videos yet.
Ah, perfect. So we'll bring this up then while I talk. But it's very interesting. And I should just have this thing open. Oh, good. Thankfully, with the search, it immediately popped up because I've brought it up so many times. So I'm going to share my screen. This will help you a lot because it's one thing to hear me talking, but nothing beats a visual, right? Visuals are fantastic for that. So you're eating 800 calories. The good news, like I said, is you know what you're doing, which is half the battle right there. So females, you notice there's no 800 calorie number here.
Mm-hmm.
A 2-year-old should be eating 1,000 calories. Assume you're over the age of 18, right? So you need to be eating 1,800 or more, depending on your activity level. And you're actually working out. Remember, this column, the first column, is for sedentary. People not doing anything. Maybe when you get to 51 to 55, which I know you're not that old, right? You're down to 1,600. So even at this age, you should be eating double what you're eating, right? So we need to increase your calories, which might be difficult because you most likely don't have a strong appetite at this point in time, I'm guessing.
Yeah, because it's been like weeks since I've been eating like this.
Okay.
So I would have to work I would have to work into that.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly good. You don't want to go from what you're doing to 1,900 calories. All that means you're going to do is get fat, right?
Okay.
You can't go from 0 to 60. If your body is used to, because most people, I'm guessing your weight is fluctuating a little. It's about the same, I'm guessing.
Yes, it's just maintaining. There's no.
Right, exactly. Perfect. So if it's maintaining at that level and suddenly you jump to 1,900, you're just going to store a whole bunch of fat, basically. So do not do that, right?
Okay.
You want to slowly increase. Think of this analogy like a frog in a pot of water. That story where if they slowly turn up the heat, the frog will just stay there till it boils, right? Where if you just throw the frog in the pot of hot water, it will immediately start trying to jump out, right? You're trying to slowly turn up the furnace on your body, which is your metabolism. Your metabolism most likely is running very, very low, which is why you're not getting fatter on 800 calories, right? Because if it's trying to, your body's doing its best right now to handle the lack of food resources, essentially. It's being very careful with what it's doing. Because if you just start eating a ton of food, your body will be like, oh my goodness, we hit the jackpot and we don't know when she might take us back to 800 calories. Let's take as much of this food as possible, store it as fat because she might just go back to 800, right? Yes, I know.
Dang it, body.
I know your body can be, not to switch topics, but this is one of the reasons those weight loss surgeries can be so tricky because when the fat is moved, it's as if somebody reached in and just stole the fat from your body. Your body's like, what the hell? We want it back. And it's going to do what it needs to do to get it back. And then it's going to put it in a harder to take away place, like deeper in your internal organs, right? So yeah, the body, because it doesn't know that you purposely did surgery to get cut open. We've been around for thousands of years. Your body could have thought you were attacked by some wild animal who somehow stole your fat and you somehow survived, right? So your body's like, we need to put that stuff back.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So I would say slowly increase the calories. So that's the first part. Okay, what about your workouts? What are you doing there?
So with my workouts, I just started lifting weights. So before I go for a walk, I lift the weights.
Nice. That's good. Good.
And then I go for my walk immediately.
Okay, nice. So
and that's about 20 minutes.
Perfect right there, right? That's a great way to start. So regarding your appetite, what you're going to find, you might have a couple things. Either your appetite will gradually...
Coach, I have another workout.
Yeah, but what?
I have another workout. I work out again at night.
So you work out twice a day currently.
Yes.
Okay, so that's another mistake that I
Oh my
commonly
gosh.
see. Yes.
No.
Especially with ladies that they just go overboard on the working out. So look at it this way, right? How to put it? So you're into tech. You have a tech background, right? Well, like with equipment and stuff.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm trying to draw an analogy with the equipment. Let's see, what would we be? I can't think of one right now. But essentially, you're burning the candle at both ends, right? So you have your body. You're at a minimum level of food right now, and you're working out not once but twice a day. So you're burning, I'm pretty sure, excess of the 500 calories required to lose weight. Probably, maybe, right? So you're doing all of this, but because your caloric intake is so low, your body is like, we're not losing any weight. We can't afford to. This lady's trying to kill us. She's out there running around.
So dramatic.
Yeah. She's not feeding us. I mean, what's the difference between you doing what you're doing, right? Are you living 300 centuries ago, or 300 years ago, I should say, not 300 centuries, 300 years ago, and you're out in the bush somewhere, your tribe was wiped out by some hostile tribe, and you're out there surviving on your own. You're stressing your body out. That's what you're doing. You're stressing your body out. Think of it this way. If you were, imagine you wanting 2,000 calories a day, and I only feeding you 800 on purpose, right? And I'm telling you, you know what? You need to be doing laps around your block. You'd be like, what the hell is with this guy? He's not feeding me, I'm starving, and he's running me ragged. You see what I'm saying? I would be stressing you out, right? You'd be like, this guy's stressing me out. That's what you're doing to your body. Your body's like, what the hell is she doing? She's stressing the hell out of us. That's what's happening, man. So immediately cut down to 1. That I can say you can go from 0 to 60 there. You can go from 60 back to 0. So immediately cut one of your workouts out. Immediately cut one out, right? Immediately do that. The next thing would be, how's your sleep? Like, how many hours a night do you sleep?
Since we have talked about it, my sleep has improved.
Yay.
Yeah.
Shout out to that. Shout out to the sleep. Okay, so what are you currently at now? We don't even want to go back to what you used to be. I don't need to know that. But what are you at now?
I'm maintaining 190 pounds.
Oh no, sorry, not weight. Sleep-wise.
Oh, sleep-wise. I would stay up like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Now I stay up no later than 1 or 12.
Okay, it's making progress. That's good. That's good.
And I get a nap in throughout the day usually.
Okay, nice. So how many hours per night would you say you sleep typically? On average?
6.
Okay. So slowly but surely want to increase that to 7. Because generally speaking, most people need somewhere between 7 and 9. Most people. Right. And I don't remember where I read this, but it's a self-defense mechanism. Back to your body being under stress, right? When they do sleep studies and they reduce the reduce the time you sleep, they reduce it down to 6 hours as a sleep study. Because usually below that, they consider that it's not medically, morally, it's not acceptable medically to do sleep studies where they lower it below that. So you're doing your own personal sleep study essentially on yourself, right? Which obviously is not good. That is not the goal. That is not the goal. And what happens is, again, with the body being stressed out, the body says, okay, we're not getting the sleep we need, but we need to function, right? In your case, you need to work, do whatever you need to do. So your brain will make you, this may sound crazy, but it's almost like it makes you not feel sleepy. So in your case, I'm guessing probably on a weekend or something, when you get a really good night's sleep, or whenever you do get the super night, you notice how you just feel better the next day?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So normally, if you were sleeping 7 to 9 hours a day, you'd feel like that every day. So then you wouldn't feel better. You just feel that way. So when you go down to 6 and you're struggling, at first it's hard. You're like, I feel groggy, mental fog, whatever. But then slowly but surely, your body, it will adjust to make you not feel crappy. You probably, well, correct me if I'm wrong. You probably don't feel crappy in 6 hours? Or do you feel crappy?
I just lay there for a second, like, okay, body, let's get up and go to work.
Go to work. Got it. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just an analogy. I'm not saying you're this, but what's that phrase? High functioning alcoholic or something. I think that's what I call it. So obviously, I'm not saying you're alcoholic, but it's sleep. You're high functioning, sleep deprived person is what you are, which is what many people are, right? You're doing the average for many people. This is normal, Of course, you want to change this. You'll want to change this, but again, baby steps, slowly but surely, baby steps. Just try to go to bed a little earlier each night, right? And you part of the reason you can stay up that late, it's all this blue light. Like right now, I got my bright lights, laptop. Well, you can see I'm in my little studio with all the bright lights, right? When these things go away, my melatonin will eventually kick in late tonight, and I will go to sleep. I'm pretty sure when you're up to 1 midnight, 2 a.m., I'm guessing you're in a bright light environment as well.
Yes, with my computer working.
Exactly. If you're sitting there watching, well, not TV. If you're in the dark watching TV, that's why when you're on the couch and it's dark watching TV, you're more likely to fall asleep. If you leave all those lights on, you're much more likely to stay up, right? I remember Angelique, who is a man, she got the blue light blocking glasses and she's here. Hey, shout out to Angelique. She said those things work. They really do. I mean, by blocking this blue light, which you're all around you, it makes a big difference. There are apps like, do you have an iPhone or an Android?
I have an Android and it's already in the settings where I can adjust it, and I have.
That's good. Now, what about your laptop or your
computer? My laptop, I might have to find a device for that.
Yeah, Flux. Do you have a Mac or?
I have Windows.
Windows. Okay. There's a software called F.lux Flux. Let me type this. Well, actually, let me just look it up. F.lux. Download it for free. Yeah, this is what I have on like my work laptop because it's IBM compatible. But I have a MacBook person. Of course, Mac comes with all the scrap standard. But yeah, you can get this software. It's free. Just download it. And it does the same thing like what you see on your Android phone. The same exact thing. Yeah. So you can get that. And that will make a huge difference. And the blue light blocking glasses, I don't know if you had a chance to get those. Were you on the show when I brought those up or no?
No, I have not discovered you yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me show you that. Let's see, blue light. I ordered some again. Because
now, can I put these glasses over my glasses?
Okay, so you wear glasses. So,
yeah.
Okay, so Gunnar makes prescription versions of those. So here's okay, so we're gonna look at it two ways. First of all, if you need to actually see properly, since you wear glasses, right? Gunnar, but you've got to their website. Don't just buy it here, because here's just the regular ones. Okay. So if you get to their website, and I'm sure there are other brands now, just because I know this brand. So you'd want to do some research on Google, right? But here about Gunnar, about Ambassadors Gaming. Nope, I don't want that. Protection all eyes, patented lens technology, reduced blah, blah, blah. There's got to be Gunnar blue light filter. Yeah, different levels. So, the other one I'm going to share, which you can just wear at home when you don't need to see properly since you wear glasses, would be this. This is the kind what Angelique got, the darker. I'm not sure if she actually got some nicer ones. Like I've used both. The super orange ones, which I just wear inside the house because I don't care. I'm just here by myself. Or these that you could actually wear out in public and people don't look at you like you're crazy, right? Now, trying to find where you can actually get the version of this prescription. Here we go. So what do I need to do to order prescription glasses online? So follow these instructions for that. Now, when it goes to the regular ones, they're way cheaper, by the way. Just the blue light blocking. I'm looking for those orange ones that I got. Okay, let me try this. Blue light blocking, search artists. Bringing up my groceries here. So blue light blocking, here we go. Uvex, can never remember their name, or Uvex. So $15 for these. If they don't work, see, I said last purchase recently, because they're much more slimline. The older ones were more like, look like safety goggles you'd wear like in a lab or something. So these are more streamlined, and they're definitely sharper, which is what I suspected. They're like, when I put these on, it's almost like to the naked eye. So feel free to try these if you don't need to see, like when you're wearing your reading glasses, so to speak. And yeah, these things will work, man. They'll knock you out because it's that blue light keeping you up for sure. There's no doubt about that. That stuff will keep you up all night long. And there's a reason hospitals have all these bright ass lights. They can't afford the nurses and doctors to be falling asleep while they're working on people, right? That's a no. That's a no-no. So definitely, yeah. So sleep hygiene is important because even let's say you're eating 2,000 calories a day and working out, if your sleep sucks, that's going to inhibit things as well. Because you can mess with your ghrelin, which is the hunger hormone, which makes you crave sugary crap, or just eat too much food, it gets you out of control. But yeah, it's difficult to do that. So download Flux. That's the first thing. F.lux. Did I type it in the chat? Yeah, I can't remember anyway.
I got it up.
Okay, you got it. F.lux. Order minimum, try these, right? $15. If you don't like them, Amazon got fantastic return policy. Try those. And if you need glasses just to move around the house, then yeah, try the Gunnar ones, which would be the prescription ones, right? But so for you with your glasses, is it just, so when you're not working on your laptop, can you move around without your glasses, or you need your glasses?
No, I'm blind.
Oh, you're blind. Okay.
I'm blind. I need my glasses.
Okay, so you might have to bite the bullet and get the Gunnar then. You might have to bite the bullet, But the science is pretty clear, and your girl and Angelique swears by them. So if they don't work for you, you can go, hunt her down.
Okay.
Hunt her down. Since she stated publicly in the chat that they worked, right? But in all seriousness, those things work. They definitely work. I mean, you literally, like I'd be up like, say, this, and I'd put them on, say 10, 11 o'clock, and 30 minutes later, I'm like dragging. And suddenly the fatigue hits you. That's what they can do. Because
Coach, I just discovered that I can block the blue light on my device.
There you go.
Yay. So I'm still gonna check out Flux.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. But it's really critical to do this. You need to start shutting down, because the studies have shown within 30 minutes of sleep, if you use, let's pretend you go to bed on time at 10 o'clock, but you use your phone without the blue light, just doing crap within inside of 30 minutes, it's shown with sleep studies, professional sleep studies, that your sleep is disrupted. It's kind of like, you sleep. Have you ever had this? You sleep during the night, but you wake up and you still don't feel right. You slept all night. It's because your sleep quality sucks, right? The quality of your sleep. You might stay in bed 8-9 hours on a Saturday or a Sunday, but if your sleep quality sucks, you're going to feel sluggish. You're yawning in the middle of the day. This would be why. Your quality of your sleep is terrible, right? So I know this is a lot. We're talking diet, workout. Now we're talking sleep and this and that. But, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Right? Just 6 months from now, you'll be so much more ahead of you today. And today's you is way more knowledgeable than you 2 weeks ago, right? Or a month ago. So, Rome wasn't built in a day. Rome was not built in a day. Okay, so we touched on your diet, workout, sleep. Any the questions you have about anything, really?
I feel like I'm going to be stubborn and still do the same workout routine.
You mean the twice a day?
Yeah, like walking, doing weights, walking, and then doing the Taebo exercises at night.
Okay, so currently, what's your first workout? What you call your first workout? What is that?
Weightlifting.
Oh, that's the weight on. What time of the day do you do that?
Between 6 and 7.
Okay, and you're waking up at what time to do that workout?
6:30.
Okay, so you wake up, you're just hitting the weights and your cardio, right?
Yeah.
And are you eating after that workout?
No, it's like 2 or 3 hours later I eat.
And this is why you are having 800 calories. So what I would suggest, what I'll tell clients, when you don't have the appetite, you remember what I said? My first coach, the female bodybuilder, told me, the bikini model. She's like, you just got to eat the food, Kirk. You got to force it in. You got to force it in until your appetite starts to develop.
Okay.
That's what has to be done. Let me show you her, so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. Because a picture is just 1,000 words, right? So let's go to my channel. I haven't looked at my channel while doing something like this. So let's go down the Wayback Machine to way back. Here she is. So I'm trying to find some like B-roll, where she's looking like super hot or something. Oh, here's a good picture.
Wow.
So yeah. So she could leg press like 500 or 600 pounds. She weighs like 130. Very girly. She's obviously not muscle bound at all. Competing in bikini. How do you turn off these stupid subtitles? Okay. All right. So hopefully it's more visible. So she told me, she's like, Kirk, you just got to eat the food, right? If you don't eat the food, nothing's going to happen for you in the gym. You're just wasting your time, essentially. So I would eat the protein first, or it might have been the veggies. Protein first, because that's the key. Then the veggies, and then the carbs, right? So for you, it's something similar. You have to eat food. One trick I tell people is to get a shake, protein shake, because that's something everybody can do. Even if you're not hungry, you can drink something. You don't need to be hungry to drink something, right? Because you need to get that protein up. So that'll be the first easy baby step for you to just get a shake. Do you have a protein shake, by the way, or no?
No. I have protein powder.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Protein powder.
Okay. Yeah, I have protein powder.
Okay. So after your workout in the morning, drink one of those. Drink a protein shake. That's the first thing I would say. Drink a protein shake, right? Okay. You don't need to be hungry. Just drink it. And you can make it liquidy as well. So here's a tip. If you want it, let's pretend you were hungry afterwards, right? And you didn't want to be hungry for another, say, 2-3 hours. You just make it be thick. So you have one of those shaker cups to mix your protein in. Like, what do you mix?
Magic Bullet. Yeah,
okay.
little Magic Bullet.
Okay, so you got one and shake it up, right? So you would just fill up enough water just to be able to mix it. That way it's thick. So when it's thick, it's going to fill you up. Now, if you're not hungry, which you are not, we can make it liquidy. You can pour some water in, shake it up, then pour more water in. So now it's just liquidy. Super duper liquidy. And you just sit there and you just drink the damn thing. Just think of it as medicine, right? This is something you need to consume. You don't got to taste nice, as long as it doesn't taste bad. If it tastes bad, you're not going to do it. But just think of this like medicine. You just need to sit there and drink, because all that work you did in the workout before, some of that is going to waste if you don't drink this thing or you don't eat enough food. That's probably the best way to explain this. Think of so you're working out twice a day, right?
Yes.
You're eating 800 calories, and by your own admission, your weight is stable, correct?
Yes.
It should not be stable. It should be plummeting, but it's not plummeting, right? So you're a big girl. You need to look at this. So what did Albert Einstein famously say? If you keep trying the same solution to a problem, expecting a different result, it's a problem with insanity.
Insanity,
Exactly. Now you're clearly not insane. You're a smart lady, right?
I don't know. I'm about to throw that scale away.
Yeah. The scale is not the enemy. Just only go on it once a week. Once a week. Do not go on it every day or every other day. It will depress you, right? Because one day it's up a pound, or next time it's down. What you need is consistency. Like, try to do it, say, every Saturday or Sunday morning. And do it after you go to the bathroom. That way you're maximally light. I always want to be maximally as light as possible, right? And so you want consistency. Wait till you go to the bathroom. Don't eat or drink anything. Go to the bathroom. Then jump on the scale and just track it. You can just take a screenshot of it or write it down, however you want to track it, right? And wait the next week to do it. Do not do it multiple times, because your weight will, especially for a woman with your hormones, it can fluctuate easily, quite easily during the week, right?
Okay.
So don't throw away the scale. The scale is kind of like a barometer, because if let's pretend you go to 192 and then 194, 190, then you know something is off. You can't keep going up and something not be wrong. Similarly, if it's going down, then you can be like, okay, I'm making progress. So I'm doing something right, right? And if it goes down too much, you can be like, that's not good either. If it goes down 5 pounds in a week, you're like, well, that's probably like a one-off. But if it did it the next week, then you're like, yeah, something's clearly wrong, right?
Okay.
So recap. So we're going to slowly increase the calories. An easy way, a lot of bang for your buck, is the protein shake. That's probably like what, 150, somewhere between 100 to 200 calories in the shake. So that's, you will have gone from 800 to either 9 or 1,000. So that's big progress right there. If you do nothing else but drink the shake, you're already making progress, right?
Yeah.
You'll have increased your caloric intake like 10, 20%. So that alone is good, right? So don't do the shake and then do an extra meal and then tell me in a week or two, oh, I went from 800 to 1,600 and the scale went up 5 pounds because I told you not to do that. And I can carry you to the water, but I can't force you to drink, right?
Right.
So I would recommend highly just do the shake, because eventually your appetite will open. Remember this lady I helped lose 50 pounds and I interviewed her. You can see the interview here. You know something? I find these things when you guys hear it from other people, like watch this video, right? You'll hear her talk about she went from hardly eating any food to eating a lot of food, and the weight kept going down. Her skin looked better, her period became normal, a whole host of things worked good, right? So highly recommend you listen to that video. It was pretty good. And surprising, a lot of guys like that video. I was surprised how many guys like that video. Because back then I had no real subscribers, so I was showing that all over the place. But anyway, lots of dudes liked it, because one of these guys I know, he's like one of my neighbors actually. He is like she's a very regular person is the way he put it, and he wanted to lose he needed to lose a lot of weight, so he's like he could relate to her story, and he was like she was very motivational with the story, so he really liked it. Okay, so we recap. Slowly increase with the protein shake. Secondly, the sleep thing, that's just going to happen organically. If you get these blue light blocking glasses, it will happen. And when you say you're blind, right? You're blind to the point that you can't walk around your house without your glasses.
I will fall somewhere.
Okay. Just double checking. So you're a more tricky case than Angelique. Angelique just bought these things and she was good to go. Okay. So Gunnar, you're gonna have to try Gunnar. I am guessing, I don't know this for sure, but let's check. I would guess for something like that, they probably have a great return policy. As a matter of fact, I know one time I bought glasses and they just took them back, and I'd worn them for a while. So I'm suspecting, because things like this, they want to make it as easy as, as possible, because they know people are like, I don't know if I want to spend all that money on these things and they don't work. So let's see, any blah, blah, non-prescription. Okay, so the prescription one, they may not refund, unfortunately. Oh yeah, yep, it's within all prescription final number, blah, 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 lines are, if you'd like to change, blah, 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 blah. If there was a mistake, please come to note for our team so we can as soon as possible. Okay, so if it's prescription, you pretty much can't return it. But I mean, when did I discover this company? Like 2012, something like that. Anyway, they've been around a long ass time. All right, let's check to make sure they're still good though. Gunnar, bad. Let's see if anything pops up. Very good. Blah blah blah. Nothing dramatic here. Okay, so quick Google search didn't reveal anything crazy. I'm sure they have competitors by now, right? But when they first came out, they were the only nice looking blue light blocking glasses that were out there. You only had the orange ones like I showed you earlier. So if you wanted to go to look normal, they were pretty much the go-to brand. But they definitely work. And the science is clearly, and you're a, techie type of lady, you can easily research the science on this to, give yourself, make yourself feel better at ease. So we got the food and we got the sleep. Now, the part you're being stubborn about, right? The workout. Yes, I'm glad you're very self-aware and you said you're stubborn. So I'm going to try to use logic with you because you're very logical. I love gadgets. You love gadgets. So do you like Star Trek?
Yes, I love Star Trek.
Good. So I've been told before I got a Vulcan side of me. So you already know where I'm going with this, right?
Yes.
if working out twice a week does nothing for you, what are you going to do? Increase it to 3 times a day? I mean, twice a day, sorry. You're going to increase it to 3 times a day? 4 times? No, exactly. So that we know that's not working, right? So since we know for sure that this does not work, you tried warp factor 10, it did not work. Scotty says the dilithium crystals, she cannot handle this, Captain. She cannot handle anymore. So you need to cut back. and Spock comes along and said, Captain, I think if we do warp factor 4, because of the this and the that, we can escape this nebula, whatever, right? So try once a week for like a week or 2. And more than likely, the scale is going to start heading the way you want it to head. More than likely. Granted, it will be also because of the protein shake and the sleep. So you're attacking the problem from 3 ways. You drink that protein shake, you're up 10-20% on your terrible 800 calorie. And I said terrible on purpose, kids. To make sure you remember this, I tell you what you need to hear, not the BS you want to hear, right? It's terrible. I've showed you a 2-year-old eats more than you, just to put it in perspective, right? So we're going to fix that slowly but surely. The sleep will take a little longer. You got to get those stupid glasses. But already, though, you said you can adjust the light for your laptop, correct?
Yes.
Good. So that alone will help immensely. And you already have your blue light on your phone. So if you play with it before bed, it's not as devastating as if it's on blue light. So make sure it always stays on that at night, right?
Yes.
So we got that. So the food, easy, the thing, and you're going to not be stubborn for a week or 2, and you will only work out once a day, right? Because I'm pretty sure after the first week or 2, the scale will go down, and then you'll become a true believer. You'll no longer be a heathen, because right now you're a heathen, right? You're a heathen. You are a heathen. You saw what the guy in that video looked like. You saw what my coach looked like, right? Let's go back to her. Let's go back to her. Forget all that other stuff, because if you just see what she looked like, you already see what she looked like, right? So she would tell you exactly what I'm telling you. I mean, she was eating like 2,800, 3,000 calories a day, right? That same lady was eating like 300,000 calories. That's what she had me eating. Yeah, exactly. That much food. And we're not talking like just junk food that's easy to consume, where like one of her meals is 2,000 calories. We're talking like food, like real food, right? And she was still chowing down all, so you can look at the thumbnail, right? Can I just max zoom in? Oh, nice. Gotta love Apple. All you IBM people out there suck. So let's see. You see what she looks like? And she was consuming crazy amounts of food, right? And she's not 18 years old enough. She's in her late 30s. So for those who think, oh yeah, she's young. Nope, it ain't that either. She in late 30s. And in the video, you'll see she doesn't compete anymore. She's still lean, right? Still very lean. You can tell us looking at her, collarbone, her neck, everything is lean, but not anorexic looking or anything, right? She has an ass, got thighs, blah, 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 blah. She got the works, all right? So try once. Look at it this way. As hot as this woman is, she doesn't do 2 a days. She was a professional. It's not like she had a secondary job. This is what she did full time. And she wasn't working out 2 a day. So why the hell are you working out 2 a day?
Now the next question is, well, which workout do I do?
Okay. So tell me, what's your program? Or first of all, do you have a program?
Yes.
Okay.
My program is lifting weights first, going for that walk, going up the stairs throughout the day, then at night doing Taibo. Then after Taibo, I work on my core.
Okay. How long do you do Taibo for? Like
20 minutes.
How many?
20 minutes.
20 minutes, and then you do the core for how long?
Probably another 20 minutes.
Okay, so that's 40 minutes, and then you get sweaty from Taibo, assume, right?
Oh yeah.
So you got to factor in the change in time, the blah, 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 blah. So let's say that's an hour in total, right? So now, all of a sudden, if you didn't do that, instead of going to bed at 1 a.m., you could go to bed at midnight. So all of a sudden now, that's 1 free hour. So you're winning on both ends if you do this. Your body's not as stressed out because you didn't do that second workout. Secondly, You get an extra hour of sleep. I'm going to let that sink into your brain as your brain explodes.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah, I need to get a little gift for that. I got my Homer thing about, but I need one for... I need one for that. Now I know what I'm going to do right after this show. So let's, in all seriousness, think about it, right? You're going to get that extra hour of sleep and you stress your body late. It's as if tomorrow morning when you wake up, you go, oh, oops, because tomorrow's Saturday. Let's say you just wait, whenever you wake up and you go, you know what? I'm going to get one more hour, and you just go back to sleep and you just magically fell asleep for 1 hour. That's what that would be like. And if you do that consistently, your body, what your body going to go like, oh, things are getting better. We will start, we will allow her to lose some fat. That's what we're going to do.
Allow?
Yeah, allow. We'll allow her to lose some fat. Yeah, as far as we're concerned, your body is this entity that has a consciousness, and your body right now is just, your body is saying, this woman is crazy, man. Tripping us out. She feeds us like we're some kind of a criminal. As a matter of fact, they go, criminals get fed better than she feeds us. Criminals do not get fed 800 calories a day. As a matter of fact, I'm going to Google this. Yeah, how many calories does a criminal get a day? Does a criminal get fed a day? I bet you they get fed more than, how many calories does a criminal get fed per day? I bet you. You want to bet?
No.
Fed a day. I bet you they get fed more than that. Wow. Oh, yeah. Where's the share screen? I know I shouldn't have turned that thing off. I gotta just leave this stuff up, but I wanted to, bring you back, maximizing more. And it was criminals be eating good. Wow. Look at that. 1,800 to 2,000 for the women.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
You see, this is why your body refuses to lose fat now. Your body's like, we can't trust this lady's crazy. Your body has access to the internet. It's doing Google searches. Your body knows what you're doing is criminal. As a matter of fact, it's worse than criminal.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
I know. Your body's like, this lady, this woman, your body's begging, crying out. That's probably why you got on the show. Your body's sending some subliminal signals. It's screaming for help. Free us from this mad woman. Right? Starving us to death. So, right, you're gonna free up 1 hour. If you don't do your Taibo tonight, or at least tomorrow, if you already did it, just don't do it tomorrow night. You'll free up 1 hour, right? And you'll stress your body less. So now I'm sure, forget 2 weeks. If you do this, probably in 1 week, you'll see a difference. Right? It wouldn't surprise me. Let's say you start tomorrow, Saturday. By the next Saturday, it wouldn't surprise me if you tell me a week from now that, oh, wow, the scale went down. I'm 189. That wouldn't surprise me. Or 188. That wouldn't surprise me at all. It would not surprise me. Because there's so many things you can easily fix, let's say. I mean, I'm exaggerating when I say easy because I know it's difficult. And you're probably having some FOMO going on, fear of missing out. It's keeping up at late, So if you don't do Taibo, you'll save the hour. The shake you can do, you already have protein shakes. You just need to mix the damn thing and drink it, right? And remember, just think of it as medicine. Don't need to love it. Don't need to be hungry. Just make it liquid and just guzzle the sucker down, right?
I have an excuse.
You see this thing here?
Mm-hmm.
It's some greeny thing. I don't like this thing. This to me is like medicine. Every once in a while I drink these things. I don't go, man, that tastes so good. Now this is my kombucha. This tastes great, right? This I drink for fun. I don't care that they have probiotics in there. That's just an excuse to buy it, right? It tastes awesome. This thing, on the other hand, this don't taste awesome. It doesn't taste bad, right? But it's not something I'd be purposely drinking and, oh man, I just can't wait to buy this 12 essentials: celery, cucumber, collard greens, lemon, and kale. It's good for me. That's why I drink it, right?
Okay.
Think of the protein shake as medicine.
Okay, I will.
So now I'm pretty sure. I'm curious to see. Today's Friday, so by next Friday show, we're gonna weigh on the weekend, right? So not this Monday, but the following Monday. You should be able to call in and say, hey, I'm down a pound or two. You should be able to do this.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, holding me accountable.
Yes,
Oh,
that's how that works. Exactly.
I gotta do it.
Yes, exactly. So we got a date. Let's see. Let's check the calendar. And
Oh no.
there's witnesses in the chat, you know.
Oh.
There's witnesses. I have witnesses. And by the way, as a CPA, I know enough law just to be dangerous. So a verbal agreement is legally binding, just so you know. So that would be April 18th, Monday, April 18th, right? Because you can weigh yourself either the 16th or the 17th. And actually, you should probably weigh yourself. You really should weigh yourself either tomorrow or the Sunday morning. But so therefore, by the next Saturday or Sunday, when you do weigh yourself on Monday, you can report that you're down a pound or two. Yes. Yep. Yeah. There's a deal, right?
Oh.
Yes.
I'll work on it.
No, but do we have a deal? That's what I'm asking you.
I'll work on it.
No, that's not an answer.
Oh.
I need an answer. I need a yes or a no. Do we have a deal? Just say yes. So simple. Don't overthink it.
No,
Don't
because I stay home and I'm just sitting down, not walking on campus or anything.
So do we have a deal? Let's make a deal. We got a deal.
Yes.
Good. We have a deal. It's official. And I have many people in the chat as witnesses. Legally binding. And you can Google this. I'm very serious. A verbal deal is legally binding. We've signed a contract. Consideration has been given between both parties. So yeah, I could carry it to court for sure. For what? I'm not sure what my damages would be, but I could carry it to court for something. I don't know what yet.
So I'm just cutting out the Tybo workout.
That's it. And you're drinking the shake.
In the shake.
Okay. Yeah, those two things, as you're already helping you sleep. So whether you get the gunners or not, your sleep is automatically going to be better. The lack of stress and the extra hour. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Plus, man, the more I talk, just more things popping into my head, right?
Yeah.
Working out just before bed is also not a good idea because you're firing up your body. If you think about it, right? Your body is kind of like if somebody broke into your house, right? You're going to fight or flight. And if you have to fight, your body will instantaneously go from sleepy to wide awake. Your eyes dilate, the blood vessels open up because you're going to fight for your life, right? You working out is you're firing up your body. Body's like, what? We getting ready to go throw down with somebody or what? Your body is up in there going like, what are we doing? It's nighttime. What is she doing? What is she doing? We worked out already. What the hell is she doing? No matter of fact, your body goes, this thing is a Tybo. Are we getting ready to fight or something?
Yeah.
Your body is like, this woman, man. They're like, okay. So I'm 100% sure you'll get on a pound or two. The more I think about it, this will be a relatively easy fix. And the good thing is once you've lost the pound or two, then you'll become a true believer. Because here's the thing, you can't unknow these things. That's one of the things, both a blessing and a curse. Like once my skin stopped giving me trouble, when it does, I know exactly what I did to cause it. So I can't pretend that when back behind my ears are flaking or my eyebrows are red, by my eyebrows, I can't pretend that I don't know what's doing it. I know what's doing it. I know exactly what's doing it. And I know what I need to do to not make that happen. So it'll be the same with you. And also, once you start getting that extra hour, you're going to feel a certain kind of way, right? Because I had a friend, they're doing working shift, and they're like, oh, they're fine. And they stopped doing that. They told me there's no way they can go back to that now. There's no way. It would feel terrible. But back then they were normal. They were always on time, highly functioning, very smart person, right? But they've told me there's no way they could go back to that. That would be like torture is what they told me. So yeah. So you have any other questions?
No.
Hey, I know this is a lot. But you're a pretty smart woman, so I know you got the logic, and you like Star Trek, so clearly you got that going for you, right? You like Star Wars?
No, I watched it. I do not like
What?
Star Wars.
Okay, so you lost some cool points now. Star Wars is the greatest movie of all time. All time. All time. But it's at least you like Star Trek, so you're still cool. You know to do this, right?
Yes, I'm doing it now.
Live long and prosper, Seek. Live long and prosper.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful night.
You too. Thank you so much, Coach.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. All right, that was a pretty cool chat. Unexpected. Went lots of places. I'm going to drop the link again. In case anybody else wants to call in. I do like helping people. So yeah, feel free to call me any questions, I can honestly say I've spent thousands of dollars with coaches and reading, buying crap to get all this stuff in my head. So feel free to get access to it. It is definitely valuable. And I'm giving it to you for free, right? So let's check the comments. Let's pick a random spot here. I don't know how people do it where they talk to people and they still keep track of the comments. I understand. I don't understand this. Yeah, I guess I'm just too junior at this stuff. Oh, here's something interesting. Positive therapists dropping facts. According to a 2009 study in the European Journal of Social Psychology, it takes 18 to 254 days to form a new habit. Yeah, I remember the thing about 90 days. It's not actually 90 days. Yeah. It takes 66 days for a new behavior to become automatic. Okay. There you go, Seek. You got people supporting you. Don't be discouraged. Keep putting one foot in front of the other and making those necessary changes. You can do it. I agree. You can do it, Seek. Let's see. What else we got going on? Typical signs that you're not eating enough can include feeling tired, getting ill more often, hair loss, or skin problems. Yes. I've met some ladies that were working out like crazy, and yeah, they had skin and hair loss problems. They were telling me like their hair coming out or this or that, and they were busting their ass in the gym, man, killing it, crushing it. This one lady was doing CrossFit. It's like 5 or 6 times a week, high intensity. I mean, she was actually very fit. And when she told me her hair was falling out, I was like, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. You're overdoing it. Hello, Angelique. Hey, I'm just seeing that. Let's see. Oh, my little thing about a high-functioning alcoholic. Okay. While obesity and related conditions are on the rise, the dangers of undereating are relatively overlooked. Undereating can have a range of adverse effects on a person's health and well-being. Yeah, well, we did that show yesterday. I'm not sure if you were on the show yesterday. I should have asked you this, Seek, where we talked about the semi-starvation diets. If you were not on the show yesterday, please watch yesterday's show. And a matter of fact, I released one video, a clip of it already, actually. So that's like 14 minutes. You could watch that. And then I'm releasing another clip tomorrow. So check that out. That reminds me, I need to set that up after the show. So let's see. Yep. I wear my blue light blocking glasses when I'm charting on my laptop. Makes a huge difference. Yeah, those things will put you to sleep for sure. I agree. Got nicer ones. The orange ones are ugly. So, Angelique, which ones did you get? Because I showed Gunnar a while ago. What brand did you get? If you can, please shout. Put that in the chat. I'll bring it up. Most optometrists have blue light blocking glasses. Oh, yeah. Good point. So, Seek, here's another point. You can go to your regular optometrist. Yeah. There you go. That may be simpler. Do you know if that's covered then by insurance, positive therapists? Because, hey, that'd be a good thing because then you can definitely have your cake and eat it too, right? Yeah, nice. Okay. Yep, here are some of the bad things. Blurry vision, eye strain, dry eye, macular degeneration, and cataracts. Some people have sleep issues. I'm pretty sure the sleep issues are... it's probably more than some people. More than some. No, I'm not throwing you under the bus, Angelique. I'm using you as a positive role model for Seek. Positive role model. And that's serious because, yeah, you definitely quickly adapt to stuff, Angelique. No doubt about that. You don't play around, which is good. I'm like that. Once I've made a decision, concluded that something is good for me, yeah, I don't waste time getting into it. Let's see. What else we got going down? Anything else? Oh, thank you, Skincare Do's and Don'ts. Yep. Helping people look better and feel even better. Oh, and I finally remembered. Hit that like button if you've not hit the like button already. I'm supposed to be telling people this. Likes are free. Hit that like button. Likes are free. Oh, super chat too. Thanks. From the Positive Therapist. It's very refreshing to see Coach in this element, giving facts and sharing his love of fitness to help people become better versions of themselves. Thank you. Thank you. I do like to help. That's why I'm doing this channel. And as usual, I appreciate the super chats, whether it's your money or your parents' money, whatever. I appreciate it. I know it's somebody's hard-earned money, so I really appreciate that. Let's see. Okay, you answered. Depending on your insurance benefits, most insurances do cover it. Ah, okay, nice. That's funny because when I first bought, granted, well, I mean, I wear a contact in one eye now, but yeah, I had LASIK, so I didn't need that. But when I first got Gunners, they definitely, you couldn't get any insurance back then. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so things have come a long way. It's standardized now. So you see, that's another example of the science being pretty clear, Seek. If the fact that you can get prescription version of this thing, pretty damn sure it works. So don't even waste your time Googling it. Okay, so Angelique says, I got the Letter Levo brand. So many options and color from Amazon. There you go. There you go. So if you need prescription glasses, just go to your optometrist. It sounds like insurance will cover it, which is yay. That's fantastic. And if you don't have eye problems, just go on Amazon and get some cool looking ones, right? So there's lots of options apparently, and you can get cool looking ones. Failing that, Gunner or whoever are their competitors now, I'm pretty sure they have a ton of competitors, all right? Clear ones are really cute. Okay, there you go. There you go. 2 thumbs up for that. 2 thumbs up. So let's see. We're going like an hour and a half. Anybody else wants to call up? Last call for Friday night. Last call. Make sure I didn't miss anything else. Nope. I got my super chat. I don't think I've missed one yet. Oh, no. There was that night I missed more than one from Positive Therapist. Yeah. But she let me know. So I've not signed off without acknowledging a super chat, at least. All right. Well, another great show in the books. We're not doing insurance on Saturdays and Sundays anymore. Monday through Friday. Got to take a break. Not sure what I'm going to do on Monday, but I'll be releasing more videos, though. That I've decided. I'll be releasing more of short form content. So I'm going to do some of that, right? So, later's my massive. Me a galang now. For those who don't speak Jamaican patois, that is goodbye, my people. Peace out.